So let me introduce everyone to everyone. So I always point to people. So Olya, yeah. So I like Olya. Introduce yourself. It's gonna be easier, so I don't have to point.
Hi, I'm Olya. I'm an actress. I live in New York, and I'm happy to read the play.
Do you want as well, Maya and Jake?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Maya. I'm in Brooklyn right now, and I'm gonna be reading the stage directions.
Hi, I'm Tana. I'm also in Brooklyn.
Hi, I'm Jake. Also in Brooklyn.
So basically, myself, another friend, Olya, Maya, Tana, and Jake created this Doppelhelix virtual readings 10-minute plays. Mani is an amazing playwright with whom I wanted to say I worked for years, but that's not true. We only worked on Intimacy together, but it just feels so much longer. And Carlos played in a play called Intimacy together. And yeah, so basically the way it's gonna be, so I'm reading the other role. And then we can Manny and Carlos, you guys know it. It's gonna be like Intimacy. We can just switch off our camera so we're not on screen, and everyone who's not on screen. And then as soon as the play is done, we can just all pop back into it and just talk about it. All right. See you on the other side.
Pittsburgh, a play in one act by Manuel Igrejas. Cast of characters: caller, a man or woman anywhere between 25 and 65 years old. Leviticus, a man or woman at least 40 years old with a soothing voice. Scene: the stage is bare except for 2 chairs are set up back to back or side by side. Time: right here, right now. At rise, the caller is sitting in the chair, holding a mobile phone to his or her ear.
I feel like I'm at the end of my rope. I feel like I can go on one more day. I feel like I'm falling down a well. No, that's too dramatic. I feel like I'm the end of my rope, yes. I feel like I'm the end of my...
Thank you for calling the LEVITICUS Suicide Prevention Helpline. We offer hope when you just can't cope. Your call is very important to us. Due to the unprecedented volume of calls, we are experiencing delays, but one of our counselors will be with you shortly. Please stay on the line.
Oh God, please no.
While you're waiting, please put down any handguns, hunting knives, razor blades, or scimitars. If you're standing by a window, please get away from the window. Your call is very important to us. The next available counselor will be with you in just a moment.
A scimitar? What the hell is that?
If you are holding any kind of poison, please put down the poison and wait for the next available counselor. If you are standing on a chair with a noose around your neck, please slip off the noose and get off the chair. Sit in the chair and wait for the next available counselor, who is just around the bend.
I'm already around the bend, damn it. Scimitar? Is that the thing Russian used to make tea?
While you're waiting,
Breathe. I feel like I'm at the end of my rope.
While you're waiting, why not use this time to count your blessings? If you can't think of any blessings, then count the clouds in the sky. No, not the clouds, because that would put you near a window. Why not count the cracks in the ceiling? Notice the patterns they make. Do you have 2 cracks at 45-degree angles that join at the center? Pretend that the cracks are the Allegheny River and the Monongahela River, and where they just join is Pittsburgh, where the 2 rivers combine to form the mighty Ohio River. Pittsburgh. What a funny name for a town. Say it. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Did you know that Pittsburgh was named for William Pitt, who was Brad Pitt's great-grandfather.
I didn't know that. I don't think that's true.
There is a counselor ready to listen to you any second, so please stay on the line. Did you know that suicide is the 11th leading cause of death in the United States? Please stay on the line so that with your help, we can make it 12th, 13th, and even try to get it out of the top 20 altogether. After you've spoken to your counselor, please stay on the line for a brief customer satisfaction survey. When you've taken the survey, your name will be entered into a sweepstake. The grand prize is a 10-day, all expenses paid trip to Aruba. See? Now, you have something to look forward to, so please stay on the line.
Aruba. I always wanted to go to Aruba. Where is Aruba?
If you are on a mobile phone and on the street, please don't jump in front of a moving vehicle, especially a truck or a bus. If you're near railroad tracks, please don't leap in front of a moving train. Who do you think you are, Anna Karenina? There is another funny name, Karenina. Say it with me. Karenina. Karenina.
Karenina. What the hell is Anna Karenina?
If you are considering overdosing on the over-the-counter prescription medications, think twice. Consider a case of Lupe Valles, the Mexican Spitfire, who was a popular actress in the 30s and 40s. Despondent because she was pregnant and her lover was married, she decided to end her life with sleeping pills. She put on her most beautiful nightgown, surrounded herself with candles and gardenias, and went to her end like a glamorous star. There are rumors that she had tummy trouble, woke up to vomit, and died with her in the toilet. They're just rumors. That story is apocryphal. There is another funny word, apocryphal. Apocryphal. When your counselor gets on the line, say the word apocryphal, and you'll both have a good laugh.
Apocryphal.
We know this is a trying time for you, and we appreciate your patience. Please do hang on for the first available counselor. Your counselor will be with you at the first opportunity. 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 That's another funny word when you think of it. It sounds like it could be the name of a queen of ancient Egypt. Opportunity. She reigned sometime between Cleopatra and Nefertiti. Nefertiti. A council will be with you at the first Nefertiti.
Jesus.
While you're waiting, why not do some stretching exercises? You know, release some endorphins.
What?
Endorphins, yes. Endorphin secretion can help with depression.
Huh.
Try some stretching exercises. Stand up and...
How about that? Is this a joke?
No.
Wait. Are you a real person?
Yes, I am. I am that next available counselor you've been hearing so much about.
You sound like the one on the machine.
There was no machine. That was me.
So that wasn't a pre-recorded message?
No, I hate those things. Don't you?
Well, yes, but so that was you saying all that stuff?
Yes, me. Sorry.
But why?
I'm so sorry, but I'm the only one here right now. And I just got off a very intense call and I needed some time to collect myself. I just didn't have anything left to give. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to turn on the recording, the real recording. That's really deadly. So I was vamping until I got my wind back. I wanted to have a presence of mind to give you the attention you deserve.
Well, I appreciate that, I guess, but
I'm here now. I'm here for you now. I am the next available counselor. Don't you have something to say to me?
I do. Well, yes. I just don't know how to start. I feel like I'm at the end.
Start with a magic word, the one I told you to say when I got on the line.
Oh, Karenina?
No, silly.
Nefertiti.
No, think.
Apocryphal.
Bingo.
I'm not sure what that means.
It doesn't matter. I'm here now. I'm here for you now.
Well, yes, it's just that
Take your time. You have all the time in the world.
I do.
Yes, you do.
Well, I don't know how to begin. I had this whole speech worked out, but now I don't know what to say.
I understand. Why not just say hello?
Hello.
Hello, you.
Hello.
Now, tell me everything.
Everything.
Talk to me, baby.
Yeah, everyone can come back. Manny's shying away. I know I am.
No, I'm
I'm just kidding. Yeah, how it's hard for me to talk after I just finished reading because I'm still in the mood. So you guys go ahead if you want to say anything.
It feels like it's a very beautiful play, really very beautiful, and it is unexpected. The turn of the character, like Leviticus, is really unexpected, but it is so focused on the human. It's incredible. It is so like human oriented, life oriented and support oriented, and about giving. And I think that's why I believe it's so beautiful. Thank you, Manuel, for writing it.
Oh, thank you. I've never heard it that way before. Usually it's the guy is on the hotline and it's a woman calling in, and it's nice to see it flip that way.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Olya. I think it's so nice, and it's funny because being on the phone and forgetting, and like I didn't think about the ending when I was reading it, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that that message that is on the phone is actually helping me, right? Is it like unconsciously, how sometimes it's better to help people unconsciously than when they know they're being helped. So I was like, oh, this is so interesting. This answer machine is maybe giving me some keys of, maybe I don't even need to talk to a counselor right at the end. Maybe all I need is this answer, like this answering machine. But then at the end, there's a whole new dimension when I realize it's this woman who is going through so much, and that's the way she does it. But it's as well just because she wants, it's just beautiful. I agree. And that everything at the end is very, for me at this, I was in it, right? But that everything is just like, wow, right? I thought I could just talk about one problem, but now I can it's there. It's beautiful. It's great.
Yeah, I would love to say that when I was reading it, like I really appreciated the humor. It came across. It doesn't always come across when you read it, and you sometimes have to see it, but I really enjoyed reading it, which I appreciate. So thank you.
Well, unfortunately, it's shockingly timely now, which I hadn't expected. It plays about 10 or more years old, and suddenly all available counselors are busy. Everybody's calling in for help. Everybody needs more help than they ever did before. And the backstory on this is 10 something or more years ago, I was having a bad time, and I called one of those hotlines, and I got, you have reached, I thought, oh Lord, I can't talk to somebody like that, but please wait because we're backed up. Was the worst tone, the worst sound. And then while I was waiting, I Googled what happens when you call the suicide prevention hotline, and someone said, don't talk to them because the cops broke down my door while I was on the phone with them. I thought, oh shit. So I hung up. Then I thought about what would I want from that experience? What would I do if I was on the other end? What would I say? And sometimes just in life and jobs I've had, when I've run out of steam and I don't have anything to do, I just don't have any more to give, I wind up vamping and coming up with stuff like that character does on the phone, like, well, maybe let's try, just so you feel connected to someone without giving them the stuff they need just yet.
Mm.
I think I loved it. It seemed so sort of accurate and identifiable, and even not with the specificity of a suicide prevention hotline, but with other workers, the character reads so sort of snarky and witty and just sort of, and it seems a lot of the time in these sort of more or less bureaucratic jobs, which are not bureaucratic, but they're just jobs that are of service to the public, of service to the citizens, where they just pass the time with that sort of, that they sort of keep it sharp for themselves. The humor is, it's more for himself than for anyone else, which
Absolutely.
is very people in those industries.
Yeah, I like how they play as well. Like, you don't know, like it wasn't really centered about the person who's depressive, right? About his depression, why he's depressed, like what's happening. And yet it really feels at the end that there was a journey happening to both of them, right? Like, yeah, it's great. I really like it. I really, really like it. It's not like,
well, I didn't know what was going to happen because I haven't looked at it. I didn't want to see it. I just wanted to be like, I just walked into the theater. What is this? What's André doing now? So I just thought, oh, okay. It took me, well, I shouldn't say this, but it took me on the ride I was looking for.
Amazing. Do you want to say anything, Carlos? I'm pushing you under the bus.
I always want to say something, man. Well, Manny, you know, I love your writing. I think the writing here is really sharp. I agree with the other comments that were made about the humor. I think the humor is very, it's full of sarcasm. And as I was reading it, I was visualizing, if I was directing this piece, how would I direct my actors, right? And there's so much to unpack.
Mm.
You know, I think the names that the counselor drops, Nefertiti, Anna Karenina, Pittsburgh, you know, all these names are so key to what's going on with that character, but it also sheds light on what's going on with the person that calls in, right? And I think for what's on the page to really pop, you know, it would be so fantastic to like really take André and Olga on this really intense trip. Like I want to see André like fucking crying with snot coming out of his nose, you know, like why is he making this call and why right now? And on her end, you know, why is she behaving this way? It's fascinating, you know, that she is somehow, like, I thought, I'm like, okay, she's, you know, it reminded me of that movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, what is going on with this female character? Like, what is underneath the robotic thing? And the fact that when she says, oh no, I'm actually a human person, you know, I just got off of another call and I needed some time I needed a little breather. Mm-hmm. You know, this is the kind of play, and because it's so short and so tightly woven that you can really just get so much of what's underneath it via the actors, you know, like see André really like be at a point of, you know, confusion and delirium and whatever it is at that moment that made him, I'm not saying André, but that character,
I know what you mean, yeah,
make that phone call. And also on her end, you know, what was the phone call prior to this? You know,
those are good questions. You give me the good Carlos questions I like so much.
Say again?
You give me those good Carlos Valencia questions I like.
No, I mean, it's great. I think it's great. I think this is like one of those little gems for a director, you know, and for two actors to really unpack it. So good job.
Yeah.
It's been done a bunch of times, and one time it was, I think the second time was done, it was the guy, the counselor was off stage and just a voice that was coming in, and the caller was a woman, and for whatever reason the guy staged with her carrying a big heavy rope that she was going to put around her neck. He really went overboard on it. I saw one version where the caller stole the show. She was brilliant. She did have snot and everything. You couldn't take your eyes off her, and the caller was second to her. So it can go I think the stuff about good theater is with smart people in it, they can has room to go lots of different directions. And I like to write so that give the actors room to take things where they can go, because then they show me stuff I didn't know. I always think, like the last thing I did, I didn't know that. That's better than what I came up with. So I'm going to steal that and put it in the play from now on.
But
it was so lovely. Olya, it was so wonderful to see a woman do the counselor part, which was, I never thought of that. That's smart.
Yeah.
And the quality of your voice was very soothing, but scary at the same time.
It was perfect. I agree. I think a woman as a color is actually a really beautiful idea. What do you want to say, Maya?
Sorry, I've been keeping interrupting. When Carlos, you mentioned her, I actually also thought about it, because when I read it myself, it was clear to me, like, it's a person, the caller. The other way around. The person on the telephone operator. For me, yeah, sure, it was a person because of the stage directions. But while I was listening to it, I was also thinking, like, oh, it does have something of her. And what if the telephone operator is actually a machine, but they programmed it so well that, you know, where for me, it came down to the thing of, like, what is needed? It's just a connection. May it be a human or a very artificial intelligence, you know, that is so programmed well. What does the caller himself need? It's just a kind of connection, which was also very interesting for me to find out this time, just listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's so many ways to see that, and that's why I really love it. Love the play. Yeah.
Yeah, the writing is great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's definitely one of
Let's do another one. I got another play right here we can do right now.
Well, actually, like, jokes aside, please send more, like, for sure. But yeah, I feel like after this whole quarantine, you know, we would have a list of 10-minute plays that we really love. We could do a festival or something like that. And that would be one I would love to see on stage for sure. If you allow it.
It'd be weird to be honest in a room with people on a stage acting, because we're going to have to get rid of Zoom face, which we all
Yeah, from my belly down, I'm just like fat, you know. And here I'm just like, no, amazing. I think we're coming slowly at the end of our time, but that was wonderful. Manny, please send again any plays you have. We would love to read more. I think you're incredible writer. And it's my, you know, I'm a little bit biased because I'm a dear friend, but at the same time, no, I'm not biased at all, because it is really, really good writing.
We're
Carlos,
unbiased.
always
You
good to
concur.
see. Go for it, Jake.
I said we're unbiased and we agree. So
Yeah, that's true. That's
Thank
very
you.
true. All right, thank you, everyone. Manny, I'll
Thank you.
give you a quote soon.
Good job.
Bye.
Thank you. Love you all.